What's up, guys? Welcome to the Buckhouse Podcast, the realest podcast in the world. We dive into marriage, motivation, social media, and everyday struggles. No filters, just straight truth. What up, brother? My co-host, Benjamin Buckhouse. How you doing?
I'm here. A little tired. I'm gonna be honest. I'm a little tired. To follow up from last podcast, I'm trying to sell 20 cars this month, and I've been working just kind of 12-hour days. Today is Thursday. It is my day off, but I'm still going into work. So I'm here. We're gonna make the most out of it.
It being 4 a.m. does not help you not be tired.
No.
We podcast super early in the morning, guys, due to mainly my schedule, but also Ben said he's going into work, things like that. So sometimes to make things happen, you just got to roll up. So what's your car count? You were at 12 the last time we talked.
So I'm actually only at 14 and a half now, and it's frustrating. Just the Facebook situation I had was slowing down quite a bit, so that doesn't help. And then there was just, I don't know. So in this industry, there's a term called tire kickers, which is just people that come by, ask you a million questions about a car, but they'd have no intent on buying it, right? And it's my job as a salesperson to turn lookers into buyers, right? And so that's where I'm trying to work on it right now. Is like I can't just rely on Facebook or whatever it may be. I have to rely also on skills, and skills will come with time. I was thinking about it on my drive home today or last night, and I think I need to work on being a little bit more, not aggressive, but like upfront, if that makes any sense. Of just like, and I have done some of this in the past, but it's more so just, I don't know how to explain it. It's like, if somebody's like, yeah, I need to think about it, I'd just be like, okay, what's there to think about? Or, whatever it might be. Or this guy yesterday was wanting $6,000 off on a truck. And like in the car industry, we don't have $6,000 to discount a vehicle. Like that's not real life. So, just being upfront and being like, I mean, oh, you want $6,000 off this vehicle? Maybe this isn't the vehicle for you, and like start taking the paperwork away. Be like, let's go look at a different vehicle. Like you can't afford this one. Let's go look at something else. That works. I know that sounds kind of rude or upfront, but like that's the reality. And there's a colleague of mine that does that, and it works for him. Like it really does. So I kind of just have to mess around with strategies, find what works out the best for me. Because clearly what I'm doing is not really working when it comes to these like just like I need to think about it people, or just people that are kind of just looking, if you will. So I'll play around with it, get some ideas, and go from there.
I will say on the other side of the token, it is really frustrating to not be able to go look at something and then not get hounded. So like me and Bobby were really interested in this type of RV. You can watch all the YouTube videos in the world, but nothing will make you understand the feeling of something that you're going to be living in, like going and looking at it. And I rolled up to this RV place, or we drove past it and it had the units, and we were like, oh, let's stop in and let's check out one of these units. So we pull up, we're like, hey, we really just want to look at this thing. Like, we're not interested in buying it all. We just want to look. And they're like, okay, yeah. So we're looking at it, and then they're like trying to sell us so hard and made it so awkward, and it was just like, I'm not buying your thing. I just wanted to see one in person. And it's just like, it's frustrating when you can't like, oh, I really think the Bronco looks like a rad vehicle. Well, you could sit in one and be like, never mind. Like, I didn't think about these blind spots or this or that. So I don't want one of these.
I don't like pushy salesmen, which sounds hypocritical, what I was saying. But so honestly, what it is like our managers are up our butts, like trying to make us, sell every person that comes to to our parking lot or whatever. But the issue is that people buy on kind of two situations. they either really like the salesman that they're talking to, so they end up buying from them, right? They say people buy from people they like. So it's one of those, like, if I'm doing my job correctly, ideally you either come back to me or you do actually like really, just enjoy me as a person, and you trust me, and you listen to what I have to say, and you like, yeah, that is a good vehicle. That is what I want to get. So that's kind of one of my jobs, but also the other one is people buy what they fall in love with, right? So it's I totally understand your perspective on that, bro, but it's also like, let's say you were like, yeah, I want to come look at Broncos, but I'm also in the market for Wranglers and Forerunners. I'm looking for an off-road vehicle, but I really just want to look at your Broncos. Okay, cool. Well, guess what? I have Forerunners, I have Wranglers, I have Broncos. Let's go look at all three of them, right? So it's one of those, like, you want to do research, you want to think about it, you want to do all this. It's my job to help provide that research for you and like show you what the differences are and everything like that. Uh, I completely understand though, being that side though of like, hey, I just wanted to stop by and look, uh, do this or that or whatever. But the reality is, if you're
I
in,
just want to kick the tires, man.
but it's like,
Kick these
it's like,
tires.
if you're in the market for a vehicle, like, you're in the market for a vehicle, you're gonna buy from somebody. You're gonna buy from the better salesman. So it's my job to be the better salesman.
See, me and Bobby are like, we're gonna buy from where the cheapest we can find it. So at least like with the RVs, because in Colorado and towards the west, RVs are more expensive. But if I just flew to Ohio, I can get the same one $8,000 cheaper, and I could tow it from Ohio back to Colorado for way less than $8,000. So that is like one thing that me and Bobby personally do. Like our expedition, we picked it up in Kansas City, and we saved $6,000 on it. But it was all like, there's some more stuff to it, but like essentially we like, that's what we want. It's got the tow package, all of it, and we like went to where it was.
Yeah, we post our vehicles to market price. Like, realistically, none of our vehicles are overpriced, and that's a big selling point that we have. Where we'll literally pull out we'll pull out documents, and it's like, hey, look, Carfax says that we're priced below market. Like, we're so competitive with our pricing and everything like that. So you really can't get a better deal unless you're buying from like Facebook Marketplace. But in that case, you have no idea what's wrong with the vehicle. Like, you have no idea what type of inspection.
Show me the Carfax. Show me the Carfax.
But like, you have no idea what's wrong with the vehicle. We
right.
put warranties on ours and everything. So like, if you want to go to Facebook Marketplace, go for it. But you don't know what kind of can of worms you're getting yourself into when you do that. So
if you need a vehicle, hit up Ben. Your house, your car, wherever you are, he'll sell you a vehicle.
And I'm going to be pushy.
On a note of not. And he's going to threaten you. On the note of what I'm doing, we were talking about Buckhouse Wax at the end of the last one, but we're very close to putting in our first order for over 3,000 bars of wax, and we're just working on packaging details. You got to get the packaging made and sent to the wax creator. The creator of the wax will make the wax and then pour the wax into the packaging. And it's one of those things where it's super simple, but the very beginning is pretty complex. But once, we have the molds, we have, the systems in place, we'll launch. The goal is to launch with a all temperature wax, not 3 temperatures, and just slowly build this thing up from the ground. It was one of those, I could have came in like heavy investment and done like multiple temperatures, multiple products with the wax. But then we're talking like $60,000 to do that. And so instead of doing that, we're going to go a little smaller investment. I'm going to own 100% of the company. Still getting awesome help from Gilson Snowboards, because those dudes are just rad and very helpful in teaching me how to launch a business, which is really exciting. This is a business that's going to be like truly, truly a business. Not saying that like my influencer career is not a business. It is. But this is going to be different. This will be something that I could just like put up for sale. It's something that I could give to the kids. It's something that's going to be, it's a lot, but it's also going to grow into a lot. And finally using my LLC, all kinds of stuff like that. So I'm really excited for Buckhouse Wax. Stay tuned. The Instagram is made if you wanted to go give it a follow. And slowly and surely doing more on this end. And I think I mentioned this one of the last episodes, but I've been talking about Buckhouse Wax for a while now, and I hope it goes to show guys things aren't made overnight. It's months, if not years, of preparation, building, conversation, but also action taking. You do have to take actions. You do have to do things. So, get out there. You know, your timeline what you're doing might not work with your timeline, but as long as you never give up on it, as long as every day you make micro actions towards the goals that you're wanting to achieve, you're gonna start building something. And I hope that Buckhouse Wax becomes the game changer for my family. I'm really excited about that.
And going back to what you're saying about like having something to leave, like, God forbid something happened, but let's say I'm not saying you have an expiration date or anything, but it's like, let's say you can't snowboard anymore, right? You reach an age or something like that. This is long term thinking, right? You're gonna be able to snowboard for quite some time.
Yep.
But it's like, let's say you reach a point where you can't snowboard anymore. That's the base of your YouTube channel, right? Like, that's the main purpose behind your YouTube channel. So for you to then have like Buckhouse Wax as a company, like you can still manage the company from just sitting down in an office, like, right? Like you don't need to have that physical ability anymore and stuff like that. So it does open up a lot of avenues. And then, like you said, it's something tangible that you can then sell. Selling a YouTube channel is technically possible, but it's, for somebody like yourself, it very much is a personality. And so it's like, you can't sell a personality. Something like a channel that reviews movies or something like that. Like that's a more of a company. You can sell that. But like Johnathan Buckhouse, you can't sell that. That's a name associated with a personality. That's a name associated with a person. Like that is you. So you're right. Like having the wax gives you that opportunity to sell it, or even just keep getting the royalties from it and everything like that. And then also pass it along down to Roman Bristol, whatever it may be. So
yeah, and once it really gets established, and all of a sudden it's like, hey, every epic mountain gear in Colorado uses Buckhouse Wax to do their tunes. So every year they purchase X amount of dollars, and that's just every year they're going to put their order in, and it just residual, and same thing with like retailers, like every year they're going to buy X amount of dollars and put it in every single Christie Sports for the winter. That it's one of those things where it can expand and grow, and I'm really excited about that. It's not just direct to consumer. We'll start there, but the goal would be then at this time of the year, I'm going into ski shops, talking to the owners, being like, hey, you want to pick up $5,000 worth of Buckhouse Wax this year? Like, it's exciting. I don't know. It's cool, and it can expand to other products as well.
What's the logistics of like when things will go into the shops? Like when, like, are you gonna go this season of just like the straight to consumers?
This season will be direct to consumer. The goal will be to try and sell out all the wax that I have, get it sold out. That'll create the next, dollar amount for the next round of inventory, and then based off that, it's like, okay, we now went from 3,000 bars to 10,000 bars. I'm gonna try and put 2,000 bars into stores and try and sell 7 or 8,000 out of my house, so then I'll go to local shops and be like, hey, would you like to buy 100 bars of wax to try and sell this winter? Would you, just go talk up people?
I actually really do have a lot of opportunities, because I was just thinking about it, because it's like you can get in contact with every sports store out there, right? Every company that sells snowboard equipment and ski equipment. So you've got your Christie Sports, Epic Mountain Gear, and just even like the small mom and pop shops. Like you have all of that market, which is actually, there's a lot, especially in like Colorado and like Utah and things like that. But then on top of that, you could kind of get in contact with like the ski resorts, like Vail Mountains, and any of the shops that they have, you could also be selling Buckhouse Wax out of.
Yeah, there's 3 markets. There's tune shops, retail, direct to consumer. And the cool thing is, or what I've learned with skiing and snowboarding, is that my audience has about a 3 to 4 year window. You know, they pick up the sport, they get really into it, they find my channel, they're learning so much, they're so into the learning. And then everybody eventually hits a wall where they're like, okay, to either progress, I got to start going exponentially more, or I got to put my body completely on the line, and I'm not willing to do that. So I'm just going to be this like average run rider. I like to ride trees. You know, they plateau, and it's fine. So like the majority of people aren't out there spinning jumps, sliding rails, dropping couloirs. They are just riding because it's awesome. It's super fun. And so they stop watching the channel. They kind of like outgrow it, or they plateau, or they separate, and it just becomes something they do 5 to 6 times a season. It's not a 30 plus days a thing. I've learned that about my audience. I have cycled through my audience, my supporters, my ambassadors so many times that I know that's just what happens in the industry. But I know 2 things about my logo. People like it, whether it's like they know about me or not. And they also know about me because of this logo. So if I put this logo on a bar of wax and I put it into a Christie Sports, and someone shows up and they're like, oh, I got to get some ski wax. And there's 3 options. And it's like Swix, the main competitor, One Ball, and then this Evolution. Holy smokes, I used to watch that dude on YouTube like 4 years ago. I'm going to get his wax. And then they'll snag that. Or they'll just be like, out of these 3 options, this one's a good price and that logo's kind of sick, so I'm going to grab that. You know, it's kind of a no-brainer. So there's that. It's the ability to tap into the awareness that I've created over the last 10 years, decade. We're going into season 10 of doing this YouTube channel, which is wild. You know, it's the ability to tap into those season 1 people, those season 4 people. You know, they're still riding, but they're not watching anymore. Well, this is a great way to bring them back.
Also, just want to talk about the audience situation. Yeah, a lot of like 3 to 4 years. But then there's also the people that are dedicated to it, the people listening to the podcast, the people that are here every single day. So appreciate you. Yeah, appreciate you guys as always. I have to sneeze really bad. It's going to come any second.
You look like you got to sneeze.
I don't know. Now it's going away.
Well,
now
while you sneeze,
it is what it is.
I have a question for you and the audience. I got a manager, and my manager is out there finding me deals, and he works for an agency, and the agency has clients, and one of their clients specifically reached out and was like, hey, he has a huge audience, we want to run ads on his videos. And this client is a online casino.
Oh boy.
So what are your thoughts, bro, on running online casino ads? Because I'll tell you this, they want to do it for 6 months, and I gave a price that would be a game changer for the family.
I mean, it's a tough spot, so morally, whatever you want to do is up to you, bro. I
like doing alcohol ads. I feel like, you know, I remember my first time I did an alcohol ad, I had people be like, alcohol ruined my life, or this or that. And it's like, I understand that there are some very detrimental aspects to alcohol, to gambling, especially when you give people as easy of access to gamble, like online gambling. But then I look at it where, like, I know I personally enjoy gambling. I think it's fun. I've always been a very responsible gambler. So then it's like, you can't control people and what they do. You can educate. You can, you can encourage safe actions, educate, and then just let people know that that's an option. And then you can get your paper. At the end of the day, like, I got a family to take care of. We're trying to make some moves over here. So it's like, I don't know. It's going to be if they say yes to what we offered in return, it'd be very hard not to run some casino ads.
So for me, in the state of Colorado, for the longest time, you could only buy liquor and full beer, like full percentage beer, at liquor stores. When it came to grocery stores, you could only buy beer that was like 3.2% rather than your traditional like 5 to 6% or whatever it was, right? So that had changed around COVID time, and a lot of people were against it. And I was just turned 21. I was like, why would you be against this? Like, it's nice just to go to the grocery store or get your food and then also pick up some beer or wine or whatever you want, right? And then it was actually our sister Sarah. Shout out Sarah. I know she's listening. That pointed out, she's like, the problem is, let's say you are a recovering alcoholic and you want to just go to the store, and now like there's aisles and aisles and aisles of temptation just like constantly there. It's like everywhere you go, it's just in your face, right? So that's a perspective, because like I know this isn't a large portion of your audience, but I know a large portion of your audience, or not, sorry, I know some of your audience have struggled with some things in the past, because they've vocalized it, to then like be, advertising it. It's like you're putting them in a situation where temptation's in their face, right? So that's just a perspective, not saying that you have a bunch of gambling addicts that you should be stopping your progression on, or monetary growth from, but it's like, I overall am not the biggest fan of those advertisements in general when it comes to like liquor ones, especially anything revolving around smoking. Somebody came through our old apartment complex and put like a bunch of advertisement slips on windows for like vapes, like pipes and stuff like that, and I was just like, this shouldn't be allowed to like be pushing somebody's addiction at them. So I'm not saying like that it's the worst thing ever, bro. I'm really not. I just yeah, I don't know. I think it depends on the advertisement, depends on what they're really pushing. If it's like, go spend money, or if it's more so like, hey, we have a luxury casino, come take a look at our casino. Like there's a difference in it, in my opinion. So
yeah, and I think in my head, it's like, if it can be advertised during football, then why can't it be advertised on my channel? Like I'm watching a football game and all of a sudden it's like, Lodge Casino. It's like all the casino ads in Colorado pop up. Las Vegas is highly advertised and things. So it's like, I get people can have addictions and have problems, and I do empathize with those people, and I know that this world is hard and tough, but there are always alternatives. If you do struggle, let's say like with the liquor thing, and like you can't go into a Target because the alcohol aisle is there, or the fact that there's alcohol there in general, then just do the store pickup. Thank God we live in this time where there's the most wild amount of options in order to avoid things. So, yeah. What I told my manager is, I said it's got to be an ungodly amount of money, because no matter what, there's going to be some level of pushback. So if the financial gain outweighs the pushback, then that's fine. But I'm not going to get a bunch of pushback and only make like a couple bucks. Also, I'm a snowboarder. My career is, like you're just saying, like, as a snowboarder, I only have so long to snowboard. I can still make content. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you don't want to look back and be like, dang, I really should have took that deal that could have got us a house.
Yeah, we'll see. We will see. You got to do what you got to do.
Yeah. I mean, it could be a disaster and be like, hey guys, we got to bail on this campaign. I lost 2 million followers.
If you lost 2 million followers, that'd be wild. That would be wild.
Also, the other thing to think about is the new way the algorithms work. So, like, I have a following, but a lot of times what I post doesn't even get to my following. It just goes to different people now. So, like, if I make a gambling ad, it's going to be advertised to people that are into gambling and follow gamblers based off the algorithms, not based off people into snowboarding.
So, speaking of algorithms, I made a video the other day, like we talked about, of like driving through my lot, looking at new inventory and everything like that. And I wanted it to be not actually short, but like I also wanted it to have like some information in there. And it was just over 3 minutes, and Instagram literally was like, we will not recommend your video to a new audience. This is only going to be like to your like, and videos longer
Yeah,
than
if it's over 3 minutes.
I'm like, that's the lamest thing I've ever heard of. TikTok like didn't do that. It didn't do great on TikTok or anything. But I'm like, what's like? It's so lame. And then my little silly funny videos are doing perfectly fine. Like I don't know. It's tough to like justify spending the time to make a slightly longer video if it doesn't result in anything. Like I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, you just got to hit that magical. You know, like look at that video you made and you're like, how can I speed it up? You know, how can I condense this?
Yeah, I could have cut out a couple of the like talking points, I guess, but like the purpose of the video was to show off like, hey, we're looking like you every point of it was like why. So the video was about so like I have a larger campus of dealerships. I essentially have 3 dealerships in one, right? So I had to drive to them, but it's like know your inventory, know your new vehicles, know your pre-owned vehicles. And then I like drove around and pointed out like, oh look, there's a new Maverick right there, and I've got a customer interested in that, so that's good that I know that it's here physically and I know exactly where it's at. It's like I went and I was like, okay, well, I had a customer looking for this vehicle on the weekend, which is good, and I had a customer looking at this vehicle over the weekend, but it needed to run through the shop. Like there was a point to everything. It's like you need to know why or what's going on.
Yeah, so I watched your video, and what I got from it, it's almost like you're teaching people how to be car salesmen. I would say take a different approach and be like, what's up, guys? I'm Buck at Phil Longford. I'm going to show you our new inventory today. And they'll just drive through and be like, we got a new Bronco, we got a new Expedition, we got a Tahoe over here. If you're interested in any of these vehicles, I'm available for you. I'm Buck. You have a car wherever you are.
Yeah.
I'm here to sell you.
The point of the video was to talk about like the new or like how to or improve your car sales. That was like the point of it. So it was a little bit more educational in that sense. You're not wrong, but
so I would just take it as because you can do it every day, and it's just like it's almost like the weather report. Buck's new car report here at where do you work?
Phil Longford. You're right.
Oh, hey, look at me. I know that. Welcome to Phil Longford. New car report. We got a black one, we got a red one, we got a green one, and they all here for you.
I'm gonna come up with a couple more video ideas. I was thinking of like understanding the expectation of like actually purchasing a vehicle, like what price you are going to be around and things like that. So I've thought of a couple ideas. Just got to get to working on them. So
should make a video like, do you not care how much your car costs? You just care how much you pay monthly. Well, this is the strategy to take into the dealership.
It's to be honest, there's no real strategy. It's just like, hey, so like your credit.
People want to think they have a strategy. You got to tell them they got a strategy.
Okay. Here's the strategy. Bring a lot of money down.
Dude,
bring a lot of money down.
Make videos.
There's your strategy.
Dude, make videos. Literally title like how to get your dream car for cheaper, or like strategies to saving money at dealerships. Strategies for, and just be like, I'm Buck. I'm a dealer. Like, this is how people save money when they purchase cars, and like. As long as you hook them in the beginning, but also a big point. She's like, the number one way to save money on a dealer or while purchasing a vehicle is to have your own car dealer, someone you trust, someone you know, someone that's on your side who will go work with his managers. And like that could be one of your main talking points in every single one of the videos you make, the 5 tips, 5 whatever. And like, so if you want one of those trusted dealers, I'm your guy.
I'm hitting I want to say a wall, but like there's a frustration with like my managers are there to in best interest of the dealership. That's what they say. Like our jobs is to make money for the dealership. And they even compared themselves. My manager compared himself to the pit bosses at casinos. He's like, do you know what a pit boss's job is? And I was like, to make sure money's getting counted right, make sure drunk people are getting too crazy. He's like, yes, but also they're paying attention to people playing. And if somebody's getting too hot, let's say at the blackjack table, it is their job to change up the game, change up the dealer, change up the deck, change anything to make sure that guy isn't continuously winning. That's the boss's job. He's like, you as a car salesman, you get emotionally attached. You want to help these people. It's our job to make sure that we're still making money. And I'm like, this is so like, it's such a, like, I'm there to help people. Like really, I'm there to help people. I'm there to be like the best. Like, I don't know. I'm just there to help people and sell cars, or whatever.
Tell that, dude, tell that story.
It's so like,
make that a short.
It's so frustrating.
Be like, just like, car dealers are, what are you, a dealer?
A dealership.
Yeah, so car. Well, like, what do you?
I'm a car salesman.
You call?
So.
Yeah, like car. So
kind
like
of.
Car salesmen.
So
just explain. Like, car salesmen are your dealers at the blackjack table. They want you to win. They want tips. They're trying to help you the best they can. You know who's not? The managers.
Really?
They're the pit bosses. They're out there not wanting to give you deals, things like that. And that's why it's important to make sure you have a dealer you know and trust. One that's going to go at bat with you. One that's going to be able to fight back the manager. Dude,
that is a good short idea. I'll take advantage of that idea. No, and I guess technically...
And then use AI to make it all
fun.
like...
Yeah. So
better.
My
yeah, cool.
I'm technically called a sales consultant because once again, like, it's my job to be. So the average person buys like 3 cars in their lifetime, right? Like, or like 3 to 5 cars, depending on the person, depending on the vehicle, stuff like that, or like if they've got kids and they buy cars for their kids, so like the numbers can change. Or if you're like our dad who buys a car every 6 months, so like the numbers change, of course. So
I hope he leases, because
I don't think he does. He needs to lease, but I don't think he does. Anyways, that's not the point of this conversation. The point is that ideally, if you're a good car salesman, you're selling 15 plus cars a month, right? So you know the process, the quote unquote game, like how to do it. This is something that you're like, the tricks, what type of vehicle they should be looking at, or this or that. Like, I'm the expert. I'm the person that I've sold more cars my first month than your average person buys in their entire lifetime. Right. So where I'm getting at with that is like, it's my job to help you through this process, right? It's my job to walk you through it so that way you understand this and that and everything like that, and just be the sales expert and to break down vehicles and the differences and features and all that. Like, that is my job, is to be a sales professional that knows what they're doing and makes it exciting for you. Because although I do this on an everyday basis, this is brand new for you, like, or not brand for you, but like it's a new experience for you. So, sales consultant is what's like on my name tag. That's what they say and everything. But like in the reality, like, I'm a salesperson. That's what I am. Car salesman, whatever. So
I remember my favorite way to sell people in Target is I'd stand in what we called the boat, which is like where the registers are in the electronics area. People would walk by and I go, "You want to buy a TV?"
I've done stuff like that in joking manners. Especially if somebody's like looking at a car or whatever, I'll just be like, "Dang, you look good in that," or like just dumb stuff like that. But that's
like, dang, when did you purchase that
it's
vehicle?
usually an icebreaker, right? It's usually an icebreaker technique, and you have to have a good delivery on it and everything like that. Especially if you're like, like, dang, you look good in it. They're like, yeah, I do look good in it. I'm like, all right, let's go sign the papers and get you out of here, right? Like you have to kind of have like a certain level of confidence or like charisma to be able to say that.
Just ask them to show you their new car. No way, your new car is sick. Tell me about it.
Exactly. Like and that goes into like assuming the purchase. There's a lot of strategies in that. So
you know where there's a lot of strategy? The Buckhouse Fantasy Football League.
I'm so bad at this.
We just started a family fantasy football league with the nieces and nephews and brothers and sisters. And what do you mean you're bad at it? It's super easy. You draft good players and you make sure they're not hurt.
I say I'm so bad at this. What I'm bad at is so this is actually the first year I've ever played fantasy, and I'm actually in 2 leagues now. So I've never gotten into fantasy or anything like that. But then work asked me, hey, do you want to join a fantasy league? I was like, no, I'm good. And then all of a sudden they were like, hey, we need 2 players. Can you play? I was like, fine. And I say I'm bad. What it is like, I just don't have the time. Like or not time. Like
it doesn't take time. The next person that tells me that fantasy takes time, I'm going to slap them. The only thing that takes time is draft night. It's one night where you pick your players. It takes about an hour to go through the draft rotation. But if everyone's drafting fast, then it's not going to take that long. It's the people that wait all 3 minutes.
No, bro, shut up and listen. So I didn't know what a draft, like I didn't know what the draft what to expect. Like, yes, I know what a draft is, but like I just didn't know what to expect. And so what idiot decided to do this? They set up the draft during work hours. So I'm sitting there working, and like I didn't pre-draft anything because I don't have a lot of it auto-drafted. I got first round pick though, so I took Christian McCaffrey. But dude, I don't know. I wouldn't say like
Christian McCaffrey didn't play at all last year.
That's last year. This is this year. But I just don't. I don't know.
He's washed. Saquon Barkley,
I don't really care
dude.
for this. I don't know. Saquon Barkley didn't.
You gotta care because you can make money.
Bro, I'm gonna make more money selling one car than I'm gonna make in this fantasy league. So I'd rather put money there.
Me and Tyler in Nick's league. It's $150. We keep raising it every year. It's $150 this year. But like winner gets like $700. It's a big deal, man. So when I quit my job and went all on YouTube, that was one way I made money. I won the fantasy football league that year. That payout was like $400. And I also won a Texas Hold'em tournament at Copper.
I'm proud of you, bro. Reality is my general manager will pay me $500 to buy any vehicle from somebody, just to buy a vehicle for them. So instead of spending 15 weeks on a fantasy league to maybe win 700, I'm gonna spend. I talked to somebody yesterday for 5 minutes. He's coming in tomorrow. I gotta sign the paperwork, and I'm about to make $500. So
that's where you're wrong, bro.
No,
that's where you're wrong.
Tell me how am I wrong?
you spend 3 minutes a week, if that, to check your lineup. That's it. It also makes football more fun. So let's say you got Christian McCaffrey. All of a sudden, the 49ers are playing the Steelers. Well, guess who you're rooting for now? The 49ers, because you want Christian McCaffrey to score some points.
Joke's on you. I would have rooted for the 49ers anyways because I don't want to see Aaron Rodgers do well.
I'm fine with him doing well for the Steelers. I've always liked the Steelers.
I don't care.
Aaron Rodgers is not going to do great.
He's not going to do great.
He's going to end it. I mean, he'll probably do fine. I just don't want him to beat the Packers because then he'll be like one of the players that's beaten every one of his teams.
We play
every team in the NFL.
Play them this year. Play the Steelers this year.
Oh, we play them.
No. We play them. No, gotta show up. I think we'll be fine.
But I mean, if you take the logic of need to put more time in my job, like. Of course, if I put more time in my job, I would make exponentially more than fantasy football. But it's fun, and it adds more excitement to the football season. And it is a way to make a little fun extra cash. And like,
I don't know. Maybe I'm just a hater.
You get to talk trash, and like Nick every year is like, he'll start the text like, it's that time of the year where all of you ladies give me your money.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm trying to pull up. I also, so like, of course, we're using the NFL fantasy app for the family league. Well, guess what? My work league is on the ESPN app, so I had to download 2 new apps. I hate downloading apps, but I'm trying to figure out how to look at the family league, and I can't figure it out, and I'm just like frustrated at this point. I don't even know how to. There we go.
You sound like mom. You sound like
no.
Mom.
I'm just frustrated because I
log into my Facebook.
so it's just I don't have the energy for this.
I will say being in multiple leagues is not fun because the worst case scenario is you have a really good player and then someone else has it, and then you're playing against that player, and then you're beating yourself. Like, so I will say having like I'm in 4 leagues this year, and that's too many. Like, I don't like to be in that many. But the family league is actually going to be Roman's team. I'm gonna let him draft all the players.
We
and
still have 4 open spots. We need 4 spots to fill here.
Set the team each week on the Buckhouse.
Yeah. We don't even have a league yet.
That's because you need a team. Kirsty needs a team. Trevor is about to make a team. I invited Uncle Eric. You know, we gotta fill it up. I might invite Eric if we can't fill it up. He's basically a Buckhouse.
Trevor, Tim, Dad, Jenny, and Uncle Eric.
Tim can't do it.
Why can't Tim do it?
He's got school.
Okay, so it's okay for him, but it's not okay.
Once again, he said doesn't got enough time. It's not time consuming. It's not time consuming. I swear. Anyone that says fantasy football is time consuming.
Bro, I've watched you and Tyler play fantasy. It uses some time.
You don't play it. You look at it. And no, you've watched me and Tyler place bets on games.
I'm about to, I'm about to win some money on sports betting because I'm actually ready to win some.
I don't have a gambling problem. I swear, but sports betting is pretty fun.
I'll be honest. The only time I've really won, so I've got 2 stories of winning when it comes to gambling. The very first one, I'll add some work to my life. I'm gonna add a picture up on the screen. Johnathan took me to go play bingo, which I spent my own money on. But Johnathan, my school was running like this fall festival thing, and he calls me on my little flip phone. I like flip it over, and I'm like, yeah. He's like, hey, we're gonna go play bingo tonight. You want to come with? And our family loves playing bingo. And I was like, I'm at this thing, and he's like, bro, screw that thing. Come play bingo. I was like, fine. And at the time, he was living in the mountains, so he's like in town. I was like, fine, I'll go hang out with my brother. So we go to the bingo place, and I sure enough win $300 playing bingo. So, yep, cool little story there. And then the other time was I put a random bet that like the Chiefs were gonna be the highest scoring team of a year, and they sure enough were, and I won $100 from it. So like, yeah, those are like the times that I've won gambling. So.
I got a couple good gambling stories. I've yet to lose money playing Texas Hold'em in a casino. I've always sat down at the table and left with more money than I sat down with.
I guess I have won money playing Texas Hold'em, but
it's just lonely. Like,
yeah,
I like with Texas Hold'em at a casino, you know, that's like I'm going to gamble by myself type situation where I don't like to gamble, but like I'd like to think of the casino as an activity, and that's the best way to like treat gambling. If you're, let's say you're gonna in Colorado, you're gonna go to Blackhawk. I try to get like 5 or 6 friends. We're all gonna go. I'm only bringing like $100-$200, and that is what I'm committing to a night of fun between drinking and playing games and eating. Like, that's the money I'm gonna use for the whole night. If I leave with any of that money, that means I just had, my night was cheaper. If I leave with none of that money, it's fine because I committed to pay $200 for this good time with my friends. That's the way I treat gambling.
I agree. It's just, you could also go to that night of fun and not gamble and still have just as much fun. So
it's a little harder. So that's a little, sometimes playing the games is fun.
You're like the little lizard at the machines. Lizard.
I don't play machines though. It's more like blackjack. Blackjack.
Dude, I keep seeing blackjack videos on Instagram, and I've sent them to you, where they're like splitting multiple times. They've got like 5 games in front of them all back to back, and then they lose, and it's
Dude.
like they'll literally have like $2,500 down.
They play it right. Yeah, no, a lot of people, because I follow like Vegas Matt and a bunch of other like, gambling influencers, which I wonder if their ad revenue is outpacing their spend. Because like also like if you're a full-time gambling content creator, obviously the odds are that you're gonna lose. Like you could be good, you could be a professional gambler, you can get edges, like you could be better than the average player, but the house will always have the advantage. So you got to go in streaks of lucky, unlucky. Hopefully you get more streaks of luck than unluck. But if you're pulling in a bunch of ad revenue, you could you might lose $3,000 on that short because you split and did all this stuff. But because that was such a wild, crazy hand and 10 million people watched it, you made $5,000 off the video. So technically that hand that you lost 3,000, you made 2,000. And then you can, at a certain point, you can write off a certain amount of your gambling losses.
I don't know. Everything's against you, so like that's one thing to consider. And you said with the blackjack thing.
There's a trend right now where people are trying to become millionaires with gambling, and so they start with $1,000.
I think that's everybody's goal.
Hand,
I'm pretty sure.
And if they hit it the next day, yeah, this is everyone's goal. But this is how people are doing it. So they bet $1,000, and if it hits, they'll bet $2,000, and if that hits, then they'll bet $4,000. They ramp it up. They double it every single time. They just stack it, and then it takes about like 12 times of winning to break $1 million. And a couple people have won like 6, 7, 8 times in a row, and they're like 200 something thousand, and they always bail. They stop. I'm like, that's why you're not a millionaire. Because they're like, I can't
Bro,
keep
turning
betting.
1,000.
This is so much money. I've never had this
turning
much money.
1,000 to 250,000.
Turning 1,000 to 250,000.
I'd bail too. I'm gonna be honest. Like, screw the trend. I don't care. Give me my money. I'm out of here.
What I would do is I would take 200,000 of that, put it to the side, and then I would keep going with 60 until I ramped it back up.
Yeah.
Dude, people don't take enough risk. You need more risk in your life, guys.
So see, that's I would love to take risk and everything, bro, but like just like you were saying about that blackjack situation where you're like, he's playing it right but still loses. Like, I play blackjack right. Like to what I'm told is the book. Like, do this, do that. When it's this number, do that. When it's that number, do that. I'm playing it by the book, and I would never win. Like, I've never won playing blackjack. I've told you, like, in my wedding trip out to Vegas, I had like 17 16s in a row. Like, I had so many 16s. And even the dealer was like, I'm sorry. Like, it just kept going. It's so stupid.
Just kept taking your money. Well, what I've learned is the people that actually end up winning a lot in blackjack are the ones that aren't playing by the books, or occasionally don't play by the books. They occasionally do something super random, and that's a reason why they end up winning.
So I don't.
Or you just gotta quickly find out when you're hot. You bet really hard when you're hot, and then you get out. Because if you sit at that table, because I do this a lot, where like I just enjoy the game. So I'll sit down with $100. I'll get that $100 to like $210, like a little over 200. But then I just keep playing it and getting my free drinks because I'm enjoying being there. And then slowly over time, the casinos, winning their extra hands because it's in their favor. And all of a sudden it's like, oh, I'm back down to my 100. I didn't come here to leave with $100, and I put it all in, and I lose it.
Say the free drinks are there just to get you to a point where you stop counting your money effectively, or you start making mistakes, or you start doing stuff like, I'm not here to loot. I'm not here to win $100. I'm putting $100 in.
I'm going all in. It's
So speaking of me talking
I
about
swear I don't
gambling
have a problem,
addictions, chat. Speaking of not promoting
I don't have
gambling,
a gambling addiction. Personally, where I've seen some of my friends have problems with quote unquote gambling addictions, it's in Bitcoin or like crypto, and it's hard because I've benefited very well off of cryptocurrencies, but I've benefited from like the buy Bitcoin, let it sit, not buy Doja coin and let it, and then try and, like there's a lot of people that are just taking these crazy wild risks on these like little coins, and I've seen some friends lose a lot of money doing that.
I think that the sooner people realize, and this is the overall problem with gambling, but the sooner people realize that there's no get rich quick schemes that like actually work, right? There's no like, oh, just trust me, this it's gonna blow up. Like that's not real. Everything you do is a risk, right? And even when it comes to businesses, social media, car sales, whatever, it's never like oh, this is gonna, it's this is the way to become a millionaire. Like that doesn't exist. The way to become a millionaire is just put in the work, right? And so there are people that do have a lot of success from those Bitcoin or like cryptocurrency stuff. They also do a boatload of research. It's not just like, oh, go buy this coin and you're gonna become a millionaire. It's like, no, they're like, if you buy this coin now and sell by the 17th minute of the 8th hour on blah blah, like it's they do all the research and they know when they're gonna buy and sell, and those are the people that do extremely well. Like they understand the market because they've been studying it for years now. It's you have to put in the work. There's no overnight success or anything like that. So you're right. It is a risk. It is a gamble. That's to say for everything though. Even starting your own business is a risk and a gamble. So,
I mean, I'm about to risk a good chunk of money starting a wax company. I could end up just holding a bunch of wax bars and just have my own personal wax for the rest of my life, or I could sell it and make some money, or like with the time aspect, like I took a gamble on my life and career. I quit my job and I went all in on my YouTube channel. I went for it, and it took years before it actually started making money. And that's it wasn't like quit my job, went all in on YouTube. Holy smokes, I'm a super successful content creator, and it was all I had to do was quit my job. No, I quit my job and barely got by. And then the second year of being all in on YouTube, I got a supporter that was insanely generous, and she supported the crap out of me in a lot of ways, like buying all my snowboard gear for the upcoming season, taking me heli snowboarding. Like she really did keep it going. And then the third year of being all in on YouTube, I started making some money. And then season 5 changed my life. And now I'm a gambling content creator making millions of dollars.
Yeah, get your ad agency to give us some sponsors here, bro.
Yeah, I did. If it's like well, I have I get these Amazon companies that reach out to me all the time, and they never want to pay, but sometimes I want the stuff, so I might just be like, hey, send it to me and I'll advertise it on my podcast. Well,
sorry.
I think we've done a good job. You look like you're about to fall asleep.
I just think that we killed this podcast.
Yeah,
I
go
don't
sell
have
a car,
anything else
bro.
to say. I'm going to go into work today on my day off, and I'm going to sell a car. And then tomorrow I'm going to buy a car, and then sell a car. And then Saturday I'm going to sell 5 more cars. So
what if you change your strategy and you just buy cars? If you get $500 for every car you buy, why don't you just become a car buyer?
So I've thought about it. But there's certain cars that I can sell that I make more than $500 on. So there's a combination of the two. It is important. There's a whole strategy into it. Because what's important is also what's called a unit count. Basically, a unit count is selling a car or purchasing a car that counts as a unit. So when I said that I'm at 14 and a half cars sold, where's that half at? You do have to split some deals. So I've actually had to split 3 deals this month, which is a little unfortunate. But basically, I had a coworker help me on it. And so they get half the deal, I get the other half, and then you split the commission on it, right? So some of my deals, though, I've made a lot more, like just gonna be brutally honest, a lot more than $500 on a car. But the benefit there is also if you reach a certain number of cars sold, it changes your commission base. So you start off at 20, then it can go up to 25, 30, 35, and 40. So I need to sell at least 16 and a half cars to make 40% commission on the rest of my cars. So, I've sold some cars where I'm going to make more than $500, quite a bit more than $500. So it's like, you don't want to exclusively buy.
Yeah, but your strategy needs to be when you see someone wandering the lot, be like, hey, I saw your Expedition. I want to buy it from you. They're like, what? I'm here to, instead of be like, hey, I want to sell you this car. Like, I want to buy your car. And then they're like, well, you're like, I know you hate that car. Like, let me take that off your hand. Let me get that car from you. And then they're like, I don't want that car. And you're like, that's fine, dude. I'll take that car. Easy, sold. I'm buying your car today. But you got to leave with a car. So what car are you taking home?
No, I'm
telling you. Become a car buyer, not a car seller. I'm telling you, that's the strategy, bro. Go buy someone's car today. Show up with the mindset of I'm buying someone's car today, and you are going to sell more cars than you are going. Because that's what you hit them in the, like, yeah, everyone could dream about the new car. Like, but everyone knows they hate their current car. I know you don't like that FJ. That gas mileage is terrible, and you can't see nothing. The blind spots. Let me take that
how
FJ
much should I
off
give
of
you
you.
for your
Give me
FJ?
that FJ.
Maybe 10,000. Maybe 10,000.
That's fine. I know I can sell my FJ for more than 10,000.
See, so
that's all that matters.
If everyone has that mindset, you're not gonna buy everyone's car, because if being
no, but that's I know it's not an everyone thing, but it's
how many cars have you sold, bro?
Especially, I'm not gonna say it on the podcast. I'm not trying to cancel. I've sold 4 campers with Michael. But we've sold 1 Tundra.
So when I sell cars, if somebody has a trade-in, I actually hate it, because trade-ins almost always stop somebody from purchasing a car because they're like, I want more for my trade-in. And it's like, we're not going to give you more for this piece of junk. Like, we're just not. We have to put thousands of dollars of work into this vehicle. We're not going to give you more.
I think the biggest, just pull the everyone watches the pawn shop show in Vegas. Just be like, hey man, if I buy it from you for that, then I don't make any money. I got to make some money on this.
I know, but yeah,
that's the reality of it.
The people get emotionally attached to their trade-ins. So, anyways, let's start wrapping up the podcast. I got to get going. So, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for commenting down below. Thank you guys for being part of the conversation. Really do appreciate it. Yeah. Got anything else to say, bro?
Ben wants to buy your car.
Wherever you are, your house, your car.
Go sell him your car.
Probably not your house, but your car. I'll buy it. Let me buy your car.
And stay tuned for more Buckhouse Wax stuff. And as always, thanks for watching. Keep evolving. We'll see you tomorrow with another video. It's daily on this channel. We do stuff like this.
That's not for the podcast. But peace.
That's peace.